So we want to kind of do a little video about the equipment that we use on a typical investigation. So we've laid everything out here for you, and we're going to start up in this top corner. So right here are our dowsing rods. These are used to find energy. And here is a REM pod. The REM pod is a device that when you turn it on, if you want to turn it on, and we can show them what it does. Dina is going to turn that on for us. So when someone or something comes up near it or touches it, that's what it does. It'll go off. It's stuck on right now.
I don't have my phone.
Maybe we're too close. I don't know. Well, it usually never stays on. This is the MF1, and it has multiple functions on it. Just flip all those 3 switches. Okay, and what the MF1 does is it measures the temperature in the room. The red lights that are flashing go off when there's a drastic temperature change. There are 2 blue lights that are the EMF sensors. They'll flash kind of like a K2 meter, which we'll show you that in a minute. And then on the bottom is a seismic meter, which detects any type of movement. So that is the MF1. And then here's the Ovilus 5. There we go. This is a communication device that has multiple different functions as well. Phonics mode, motion sensor. There's a lot of different options that you can utilize on the Ovilus, but they can kind of manifest words through it. And then over here is an EMF pump, and when that switch is flipped, what it does is it pushes out electromagnetic field, so it provides energy for entities and spirits to utilize to better communicate with us. And then over here is a Canon 70D digital SLR camera that we use to take pictures in our group pictures. Here we have flashlights that we'll utilize to communicate with the spirits as well. I know a lot of people kind of have different opinions on the use of those, so what we have been doing lately is we turn them on all the way, and then we let the spirits turn them off themselves instead of just doing that like slight twist to make it easy where if you touch it, it'll go off. And then right here we have a walkie-talkie. We utilize those when we have kind of larger groups and we split up. What we do is we each take one, and then we can communicate with each other and ask, did you guys make a sound upstairs or in the other room? That way, we all know and are on the same page as what's going on, and we can debunk anything that is not valid or real evidence. This periscope puck is a new device that was just added to the family. And
right here?
And see, it's that new, we're still learning it.
Right.
So it functions by like static electricity. We're still learning how this thing works. It's pretty cool to have it across the room and see it go off and no reason why. So it's not doing anything right now. So
it's different than the REM pod, because the REM pod, when you touch it, it can go off. This is more by static.
Yeah. Here are 2 night vision handheld cameras that we just added to our collection as well. And they have these extension microphones to help assist with sound. And it has this little side piece, which is the IR light. And then we have our FLIR infrared cameras. These just attach to this phone right here. It's you can actually purchase these to be iPhone compatible or iPod, or Android. Both of these are iPhone. Oh, there, it's going off.
Hello. They're over there.
Cool. And then here we have a millimeter, and the millimeter is multi-function and purpose, and it measures megagauss, and it also measures temperature as well. So if you're in an area where there are no electrical wires, and I missed it. It went off again. If you're in an area where there's no electricity or anything, and the numbers are changing, it's telling you that there's some sort of electrical force in the area. And then you have the K2 meter, which does the same thing. This is actually what electricians will utilize to find any electrical wires in the walls. And they kind of use the millimeter for that same purpose. But yeah, so that's what the K2 does. And again, just like the millimeter, if you're in an area where there is no electricity or no reason why that should be going off, we also do turn off our phones, or we leave our phones at base stations so that they're not interfering with any of our evidence. And then you have the full spectrum camera here, which takes pictures. You want to kind of explain that? It takes pictures.
It takes pictures in all spectrums of
yes,
light.
so it can capture things that a normal camera can't capture. These are Oracle cards, and these are used to do different readings. This set has a book to go with it to explain the meaning of the cards however they appear, whether it's an ally or a challenge card. And then these Spirit Oracle cards over here, they actually have their explanation on the back as you draw. And what you kind of do is you can do different types of readings. You can do a one card reading, you can do a multiple card. Usually on multiple cards they kind of represent the past, present, and future, or they can represent an answer to a question that you have, or they can kind of be a guide for your day. They just have different meanings and purpose, whatever you feel will reflect on how the cards read or whatever's going on in your life. And I am going to let Dina take over and let her finish this last row.
Okay, this here is a new addition. It's a crystal ball. We have several people on our team that have psychic abilities, and I don't know if you've ever heard of scrying, but looking in a mirror for a long period of time and then you see things, you can use a crystal ball in the same way. This here is the newest ghost box or spirit box that's come out on the market. It's just called an S box. When you turn it on, it sounds like it says X box, but
S box. Scanning FM.
and it just runs through radio waves rapidly. Like that. And it's loud, so I'm going to turn it off. But anyways, ghosts are supposedly to be able to manipulate the white noise and say words, sentences, and usually the AM is the best one. It goes faster, and usually if you catch anything on that, you're pretty much figuring it's paranormal. Where's your button? Here. These here are different digital voice recorders. Read the sign. They're just different brands, different ones. Like this was my very first one I got. It's really old. And then these two are newer ones that we got. This here is a Zoom voice recorder. It's the mother of all of all voice recorders, and it is amazing on what it can pick up. The fuzzy thing next to it goes over the microphones at the top, because even moving it, it's so sensitive that when the air rushes by it, just moving it in your hand, it picks it up. So you have to put that over the top so it doesn't do that. These four here are IR lights. These three This one's an IR light here. This one does IR and full star and full spectrum, as does this one. And then this one's just an IR. This is a compass. And that's used to, it can pick up energy in the air, and it can actually spin around or let you know that if there's a spirit present. This is a laser grid, and what it does is it makes a wall of light. Yeah, there you go. But it'll make it really big, and if a spirit walks by, it'll block out the lights. Did you do this, Sage? This is sage. We use that to cleanse a house. If there's we get called in for an investigation and they're wanting to get rid of the spirits, we use that to cleanse the house. That's just a video camera stand, and those two are stands for the lights to attach to the video cameras. These lights right here. These are crystals and gemstones. They can be used in the paranormal. There's different things, properties to each one that can help you if you're having something try to attach to you. Some of them, you can hold it in your hand and it will ward that off, things like that. This is an EVP band. It's basically a recorder. It just goes on your wrist like a watch. And then this is a bag of glow-in-the-dark balls. We use those quite a bit. Actually had one bounce on command at a resident, or at a place we were ghost hunting at. And if you shine your light on it or flashlight for a few minutes, it'll glow. So you can see where it's going, because we always do these things in the dark. And we have a bigger one too, which I forgot to bring, but we use that a lot at Waverly Hills, if there's children around. And that's all of our equipment. I'll post this video, and if anybody has any questions about any of it, we will answer those accordingly. Thanks for watching.